Alright, this is the Ultimate Fighter 8, Episode 11 recap, and we'll get right to it. Some early on comments. Dana thinks Elliot has a good chance in catching Bader in a sub. Nog thinks Bader will win this season. So needless to say, he thinks that Bader's going to win this fight. Marshall is very upbeat about the fight, even though he thinks Bader's the best in the house. I found that kind of weird. I mean, I don't know. I guess he just wants to test himself against the best, but he seems too gung-ho about it. And here we go, Bader versus Marshall. Going to be 2 fights on the show, so we're going to get started early, which is cool with me. Less drama in the house. A-okay. Tentative striking until Bader gets the takedown and pushes Elliot into the fence. Ref warns Ryan to advance position, which produces a few elbows, and the round ends with Bader towering over Marshall. First round goes to Bader, pretty easy. Kind of a slow-paced fight to start. Kind of, it's just a fight. It's kind of a letdown so far. Round 2. Ryan catches a kick and gets a takedown. Elliot pushes off the cage without grabbing it. Pretty good move right there. Didn't grab it, kept his palms open or closed, but was not grabbing the fence to get off the cage. Mir sounds frustrated over there, trying to yell instructions. Elliot isn't doing much on the bottom, and Bader isn't doing much on top. Fight has stood back up, and another fist bump. I made note of this because this happened a lot. They fist bumped a ton of times, and to me, it kind of kills the momentum of a fight. Whenever you have to stand up, you have to fist bump. I mean, there's nothing about, I get the first, start of the fight stuff, fist bump, but none of this, I don't like all this, at the beginning of every round afterwards, and at every time you stand or stood up by the ref, you got a fist bump. Go in there and kill each other. It seemed like Elliot wasted a lot of time, playing nice here. He could have gone for a cheap shot or something. And I'm saying that because Elliot was under in the cards. If I'm under in the cards, I'm less friendly. I just want to go for something more. Another takedown by Bader with not much going on. Second round, Bader. Now we go to round 3. Elliot goes for a takedown but gets countered into one himself. He gets taken down again. Elliot goes for a leg, but Bader gets out with fence help. He did grab the fence a little bit. Do I think it really would have mattered? I don't know. I don't think so. But it really got to Mir. You could see Mir yelling at the ref and stuff, really mad, really just frustrated as all hell. Let's see. Another takedown by Bader, but Marshall starts to trap an arm, but Bader slams back into full guard. Restarted, and there's right at the restart, there's a lazy head kick attempt by Elliot. Allows an easy takedown by Bader. And I give that round to Bader, as that's how it ends. Bader celebrates early, and I don't know, I mean, that's fine, but it was kind of a lackluster win. So, I mean, I wouldn't celebrate it like that. I would have been, more kind of, I could have finished this fight, but I didn't. Instead I kind of pulled around and, wrestled my way to a win, which is acceptable, but it's just not bragging rights. Elliot is a man in defeat. No excuses. Really top quality guy there. Wasn't, talking shit. Wasn't saying, he was talking about how other people will say, any other fight, any other day, I would have beat this guy. Elliot, knows his own faults, and because of that, he's going to improve as a fighter. I hope to see more of him. And Bader's a good fighter too. I just hope he doesn't get, falls into the trap of just using his wrestling all the time, like he did here, because he has other stuff going on. He could have tried to go for more ground and pound here, but whatever. Then back in the house, Nover gives Roop credit, but thinks he'll finish it in round 1. Roop's game, even though his hand still bothers him. Doesn't look good for Roop. Roop's coming in injured, and he's already outmatched anyway. Even if he was 100%, I'd be picking Nover. So let's get to the fight. Nover charges striking to get the takedown and grabs an arm. Well, actually, I got this wrong. Nover charges striking, came in striking, hitting some good shots coming in, and got the takedown. But at one point, George is reversing with the cage by putting his feet up and circling over. But right when he gets back over, Nover grabs an arm and starts working for the Kimura. And even with George on top, he's still steadily in control of that arm. And he finally reverses Roop into a position where he's just squished down, onto his back of his neck with his legs hanging over. And he's got the Kimura straight on. Nowhere to go but tap. Good win for Nover. Looked real slick in this fight. Early on, the barrage of punches was kind of weird. I thought maybe that was kind of silly of him to rush in like that, but it worked out in his favor, and he got the win. So, real good fight. I also like to see Roop again. Roop's a good fighter. He's a tough kid. I like guys with that kind of spirit. I like to see all these fighters involved in tonight's fights again. And I know I'll see Nover and Bader, because they're going to the finals. But hopefully UFC picks up contract with the other two guys. Because George Roop and, Elliot Marshall, good guys. I want to see them around. Alright, that ends it for the first episode tonight. I'm going to post the next episode next, probably as a reply to this. So, yeah.